Hello friends, welcome back once again to this beautiful YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss or delve deeper into how we can study history for UPSC exam. Now this UPSC Civil Service exam is an analytical exam. It has three stages, as all of you might know, that prelims, mains and interview. Now what has been seen in the recent trend of prelims as well as mains is that UPSC is asking analytical questions. Now if you study history, you may think like that history is a subject for mugging up or a rote learning subject, like we need to remember the dates and all the names and all that. But no, my friend, that's not the case. Today we are going to discuss, or I will give you a live demonstration how you can study a particular topic for history, especially for UPSC exam. Now if I talk about, let us take a topic. Suppose I am studying Swadeshi movement. Now what I need to know is that history we have to study analytically for UPSC. Now Swadeshi movement, we need to go through three stages to study any topic in history. First of all, we need to know why, the reasons we need to know. Second, we need to know how, the steps through which the movement took place, and then a few details and events which are important. Not everything or every date you need to remember. You just need to know the gist, the brief idea overall. These three steps will give you the overview of Swadeshi movement, where it will make you self-sufficient to write 10 marks or 15 marker questions, answers. There you will need to write for 2 or 3 or even 4 pages. There you will need to have an analytical overview of the whole topic. That is the way for studying history for UPSC. Now I am going to show you all, if I would study Swadeshi movement, then how would I approach this topic. Let us see. Now what happened after that, we will try to understand the background or the context, why this movement take place at the first place. That is the why portion. Drain of wealth theory by Dadabhai Naoroji, which made it clear that British were making India as a prime exporter of the goods which they wanted in their country. In this way they were draining the wealth from our country into their country. So that was the drain of wealth theory by Dadabhai Naoroji. Now the background, what acted or what event made the movement or set the wheel into motion for this Swadeshi movement. That was the main context, which was done by Lord Curzon. In this way you have to write the keywords and the main points. That will be the proper way of note making for history and analytical study. At that point of time, Lord Curzon was the Governor General of Bengal. What he did partition of Bengal on 16th October 1905, because he wanted to separate the leaders. So he divided Bengal into two parts, East Bengal and West Bengal. And in this way, partition of Bengal was remembered as the day of mourning. So this is an important date which you need to remember. Not every date, what was happening, when was happening. No, that is not the proper way of studying history for UPSC especially. So partition of Bengal. After partition of Bengal, what happened? On that day, Raksha Bandhan was started. This is an important point. So in this way, you have to interlink all the concepts, key concepts and the keywords. That is the way of analytical approach. And if you remember the keywords, you can frame your own sentences and your own answers for 10 markers and 15 markers in mains, as well as in prelims. You will be able to judge which answers which options you need to eliminate. After this, what we can understand, so that was the background. This is the why the Swadeshi movement took place. Now we need to know the different aspects, various aspects of the Swadeshi movement. Here you need to make mind map. How? Here we will see constructive Swadeshi. How the Swadeshi movement was happening at that point of time. This how? Constructive Swadeshi. So in this constructive Swadeshi, there were two aspects. Economic, where there were different indigenous Indian industries were being started by different leaders, where there was an effort to revive the Indian economy. And also cultural. How? Cultural, because the leaders were trying to revive the Indian culture, the indigenous culture. That was also an aspect of the Swadeshi movement. This was constructive Swadeshi, economic and cultural. Then political extremism was there. Political Political extremism. So in this way, political extremism, what do I mean by this? That was also an aspect. There was boycott of British goods. That was political extremism. This led to, how we are interlinking the concepts. See, this led to British profits downfall of British profits. So I will make a downside arrow. This is the way of making concise and crisp notes. After this, we can say their schools, boycott of their schools, and motivating for opening of more indigenous Indian schools, local language schools. This also led to the downfall of British schools. Also, national education was being revived at that point of time. National education, we will see how national education was being revived at that point of time. Also, there was boycott of different foreign goods, foreign materials. Boycott foreign goods. So that is the way of studying history. You can see I have interlinked all the concepts, and how conceptual this page is looking right now. You can see from the beginning till the end. That is the way of analytical study. Now, last but not the least point, making timelines in history. This will give you a brief idea of what was happening at that point of time. So I will draw a straight line, and here I will note down all the major events which were going on. This, I don't need to remember all the dates. What I need to do is that I need to have a rough idea or a rough sketch in my mind what was going on at that period of time, so that we can interlink the concepts. Suppose we have around 1906, on 15th of August, National Education Council was set up by the leaders of Swadeshi movement. National Education Council. Also, there was Bengal National College. Also, Bengal Technical Institute was opened at that point of time. Do you know what this institute is known as right now? This is your famous Jadavpur University in Kolkata. This is Bengal Technological Institute. Okay, I have written in short technological. Bengal Technological Institute today, which is known as Jadavpur University. 1907. At this point of time, Indian Society of Oriental Art was also opened. This is also an important point. Swadeshi. This is also related to cultural revivalism. Reviving the culture. Reviving the Indian culture back. 1908, around 1908, the Tilak was sent to jail. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Also, after in 1908 came the Indian Newspaper Act. By the Britishers. In this way, you have to make a rough timeline what was going on during this Swadeshi movement period. This will give you a brief idea, brief overview. Okay, this is the way of making proper, crisp, concise notes and mind maps. This is the way you have to study analytically history for UPSC CSE exam. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified whenever I upload more videos like this. I will make more content related to your preparation for UPSC CSE exam, which will make your preparation much easier and much more effective.